Hello everyone, this is Rita with Restyle Renewed, and I thought I would just show you, this is the perfect kind of table to do some white wax on. It's got a whole bunch of grooves and cracks in it, so what I want to do is I want a beachy look, so that is why I'm going to use the white wax, and the white wax will stay in all the little cracks and crevices in this table. So I've already started, and I'm going to keep going here, and hopefully you guys can see. I know it's kind of dark in here. Hopefully you guys can see okay. So if you can see, the white wax is sticking inside the cracks, and that's what I want. This is kind of going to have a beachy weathered look. And that's what the white wax is good for. So I'm pushing it into all the crevices and cracks that are in this wood. So you're just going to push it in. And white wax is, hello, thanks for joining me. White wax is the perfect wax to use for something like this. And the white wax, you can leave it on. It's not like Annie Sloan's other waxes where you need to put it on and then wipe it off right away. The white wax, you actually want to leave it sitting on here for a few minutes. So it is different from her other waxes in that way. Normally you want to take off her wax immediately, but not with white wax. The white wax is not quite as potent as the other waxes. So, and because I want this beachy, I want a beachy washed look, I want the white wax to sit here. And I want to make sure it's going inside all the cracks and crevices in this wood. So you're just going to push it on with a, this is just my brush, it's a little brush. So you're just going to push it in to all the cracks. And you'll see how it kind of leaves a white look to this table. So I'm going to start wiping this side off because I did this side I started it about 3 minutes ago. So I think it's ready for me to start wiping off. And this one I want to sit for a few more minutes, this side. Okay, so then you're just going to take take your old t-shirt rag that you cut up, and you're just going to start rubbing. Let's see, make sure you guys can see. So you see, you just start rubbing. It's really simple. And I'm just pushing, as I'm rubbing, I'm pushing the wax into all the cracks and crevices in this. This is a real wood top here on this table. So see how it makes it look, it kind of gives it a wash, beachy look. And if I want to, I can come back and put even more wax on. Now you could do this too. You can do this technique with watered down paint. You can do, if you really water down your white paint, you can kind of create the same look. And the white paint that's really watered down is going to stick inside all your crevices. Thank you. So you're just going to rub it all in. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just gives you that real beachy look. And it is wax, so you definitely do not want to leave this sitting on your table. You want to remove it. And even areas like this, so right here, you want to make sure there's going to be wax inside here on the edges too. So this, because it's a wax, it's actually sealing. It's a sealer too, right? So I don't need to go back. I don't need to go back now and put something else on top of this. The white wax is a sealer. And if you want to take off more, then you just rub harder. So this changes the look, and it also is sealing the wood. There might be areas where you want the wood to show a little bit more, then you would just wipe that area more. But I want this to be quite bleached, like a bleached look. I'm going to add just a little bit more here in this area, right here. And then this is the one that has the flowers. I'll show you guys the front. It has the flowers on the front. And I'm actually going to white wax the front too, the flowers. So if you want to add more, you just kind of add, more and more as you go. I would never put more than 3 coats of wax on. Normally, if I'm sealing for protection, I put 2 coats of wax on. That's all but you could put 3 if you wanted to. And because you're trying to get into the grooves and the cracks here, this is turning it. See how now it's all white? It has really given it a beachy, washed look. And any type of wood like this that has all these cracks and crevices, it's perfect for doing this look on. But like I said, you don't have to do this with wax. You can do this with watered down white paint. Will give you kind of this look too. And I want some more here in the front. And we don't need to panic too much because, like I said, white wax needs to sit for a minute longer than normal wax. So now we're just going to wipe it off and push it into the wood. Same time you're wiping it off, you're pushing it into the cracks. Try to get off any little hairs that came off from your brush. Look how pretty that is, you guys. Looks very beachy, doesn't it? So just wipe it off. And I think along the edges, I'm going to wipe off a little bit more here along that lip part. Turn your cloth around. It gets your cloth gets gross really fast. But I'm not doing a very big area, so I'm not going to switch it around right now. Now when I do the front, I'm going to have to get a new cloth because this one has had it. So right here you can see there's a big, not a hole, but kind of like a hole here. That's a perfect place to make sure you get your wax inside that hole. there we go. And let's see, push it back a bit so you can see. There we go, that's done. It is that simple to get that beachy weathered look. And then the drawers. So this is the drawer fronts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wax real quick the drawer fronts, and this is my sealer. Now you don't have to, and these are the transfers. So on top of the transfers, you can do your wax, or you can do a water-based sealer. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this as my protector since I used it on the top. You just wipe it on, push it in a bit, and you do need to protect the transfers. You don't want to leave this raw. So I'm just going to go ahead, instead of using a water sealer, since I have my wax out for the top, I'm going to go ahead and do the white wax, and it'll add just a touch more of whiteness to the front of the drawers. And I painted the hardware just with the same, just chalk paint. And so I haven't protected them yet, so you want to make sure you go ahead and protect your hardware too. So I'm going to go ahead and add the wax right onto the hardware so that my paint is protected. And I need some on the top. And it is that simple, you guys. That simple. Now let me get a rag. And we'll start wiping. Now this time I'm not really trying to make this whiter. I'm just putting it on as the protector because I used it on the tabletop. So and then wipe your hardware, wipe the wax off. You always have to wipe your wax off. I'm going to put a pinch more on my hardware to make sure the paint isn't going to come off. So when you're done, you should not feel any tackiness whatsoever. It should be totally soft. And there we go. That's it. So I just wanted to show you how to do white wax on a piece of wood. If you do happen to have a piece of furniture or something where you have all these cracks and crevices, the white wax is perfect for that. See if you can get a little bit closer here and see how that totally looks cool. All right, you guys, that's it. Thank you.